It is officially winter. Summer disappeared quicker than it came around, and road cycling suddenly gets a lot less fun on icy roads. It's cold, your hands and feet freeze in minutes, and you're wearing layer over layer over layer over layer.
Shit, I have to pee now.
And seriously, have you ever tried to fix a puncture with freezing hands?
I definitely can't recommend you that. Hey, my name is Philip. I'm a photographer and cyclist based in southern Germany, and today we will talk about alternatives that cyclists can do during the winter season. I know it's not the most creative option, but if you can afford a smart trainer, then indoor cycling is a very effective way to train. It is much easier to stick to your intervals and you don't have to worry about traffic, weather conditions, or if you are doing a climb and you have to do a certain interval. Especially in winter when you need a lot of layers to stay warm, indoor cycling can really be a time and lifesaver. Apps like Swift make your indoor rides more enjoyable, and they have ready-made training plans that you can use. And if you're already trained a lot during summer, you can take life a bit easier on the indoor trainer in winter. That way you avoid burning yourself out and you can start a new season fresh and motivated. We cyclists are really good in ignoring every other type of exercise we could do. And I totally understand this, because during summer the weather is nice and every day has to be spent on the bike. It feels good, and I'm definitely guilty of that as well. But once winter rolls around, I try to mix things up. And I try to go more to the gym, because gym and strength training can be very beneficial for you. Strength training helps us to build more resilient muscles and for that make us less prone for injuries. And let's be honest, as a cyclist, we want to avoid injuries as much as possible, right?
From dusk till dawn, I turn my speakers on. Why they wanna play with the king? I told them meet LeBron. There's darkness in my city, wrong moves and you won't see the sun. They be talking loud but never been where the creatures hunt. Bleed for this dream, so why your eyes closed? Been running through the pain, look at me and now my strides go. Every single scar on my skin, another milestone. Battles in the dark, came out shining with the lights on.
If you still feel the need to exhaust yourself while being in fresh air, then running can be a great alternative. Running is much simpler, you don't need a lot of stuff, you are not that affected by the weather conditions during winter. Sometimes you just want to exhaust yourself and feel your limits, and running gets me there way quicker than cycling. Maybe that sounds familiar to you. When running, I also like to go off-road. The woods tend to be a bit warmer than open streets, they are less noisy, and I just can clear my head way better when being in the forest. No traffic, no noise, just you and the sounds of nature. If you really can't resist to ride your bike outside, then gravel or mountain biking can be a very good alternative for you. Similar to running, you can just go to the woods and enjoy the nature there and just clear your head while riding. And there is something about gravel riding which makes it less competitive for me. Somehow, when I'm on my gravel, I'm not looking too much into my stats like watts or like my BPM. I just enjoy being outside, enjoy the forest around me. I kind of like that in gravel riding, that it's not so competitive as road cycling can be sometimes. And because you don't are riding so fast as you would on a road bike, it's not so cold and you don't have to face icy roads. There's something special about riding off-road. There is less noise, it's a much slower pace, so you don't get cold as fast. And it's, I don't know, but for me sometimes it's more like I'm on explorer mode and I just don't like follow like strict rules. I just go by feel and just see which direction I will head in. And that's what I really enjoy about gravel riding. It's much more less focused on performance for me and much more on the enjoyment that I have while riding. And sometimes that's just all I need. And one thing that I also find really important is that we just spend our time with other things besides cycling. And maybe other things besides sports. If you are like me and sports is your main hobby you like to do, then you probably can relate to that when you are injured or you are ill, it can be quite mentally tough to go through that period. And for that I think it's very important to have other hobbies that you also really like to do. And winter is a great time to embrace them. For me, for example, it is photography. I really enjoy just going out with my camera and taking photos. I come from a landscape photography background. Actually, that's how I came into sports and cycling. And sometimes I try to remind myself that that's also a big part I like to do. And I think that's a very important skill to have other hobbies. Because, for example, if you are injured, and you have no idea what else you can do, then that can be quite mentally tough for you. And winter is also a great time to slow things down and take it a bit easier and to just use your time more, for example, with friends and family. Just grabbing a coffee or going to the city or just have a good talk. Allow yourself to take things easier. I sometimes also have to remind myself of that. Your body will thank you in the long run. And one thing that I noticed the past few weeks is that I wasn't getting as much sun as I needed to. I realized that my energy levels are much lower than normally, and I also tend to be less motivated doing things, and I think that's because of the lesser sunlight that we get during winter. So over the next few weeks I try to be more mindful and going outside when the sun is out to catch as much sunlight as I possibly can. I hope you enjoyed this more chill type of video. I'm still experimenting and trying things out. I'm really keen to hear what your alternatives are during winter. Feel free to drop them in the comments, and take care and see you in the next one.